What you got to understand about our society is that it is controlled by forces that we can't understand because we have nothing to compare it to in our daily lives and in anything that we are taught or our minds are allowed to see clearly. But it is in fact devils that are in control of our society. Now, what I realized about this recall election, I could see it happening in real time because now I've been alerted to it and I see how the process works, how the media promotes anybody who they want to promote, and they suppress anybody that they want to suppress. And so what they've done in this recall election is elevate someone who they know is going to turn away the majority of voters here in California, which are liberal Democrats, and they are not going to want to vote for a Republican even if he is black and the first African American governor potentially of the state ever, because the satanic left and Satan want to keep someone like Gavin Newsom in so that we have what? Rampant homelessness, deterioration, corruption, failing schools, unattainable housing, you name it. It serves Satan's agenda. Why? He has a specific purpose. His purpose is to keep everything so chaotic and so messed up that corruption, pedophilia, and all the things that serve him and his children, which feed off of human misery and suffering, and literally flesh and blood, as I found out. It's all part of what his motivation and the motivation of his children is, which is why you get this entrenched corruption, and then this also very characteristically reptilian desire to control everything. So he controls the media, he controls the money, he controls the governments, police, business, everything, okay? Industry, everything. Total desire to control from behind the scenes using various levels of human servants. You got, the Bilderberg Group, and then the Trilateral Commission, and then, all the way down, the Freemasons, and all these various, sub-levels of satanic control. Well, those people and those who serve Satan, they want to keep Gavin Newsom in. So what they do is they suppress somebody like Kevin Paffrath, who he's still kind of, I would say, kind of like a semi part of the system, because when you're wealthy, it means that, Satan's not worried about you preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, okay, and saving souls, okay? But they know that in this case, if they elevate Kevin Paffrath, what'll happen is, it's suddenly a viable alternative to Gavin Newsom. Well, maybe we should, because maybe there was something, we didn't like the long lockdowns and the homelessness is really bad, but that's going to be a sideshow. What they're really going to do is also use things like advertising. So you got the LA Times saying that Larry Elder is the face of white supremacism, which is totally ridiculous, but people buy it. They're going to say that Larry Elder is, someone who is pro-Trump, anti-vax, they'll slander him with everything they got. But the main thing is he's a Republican. So in this situation, they know that all they need to do is mention the fact that he's a Republican. That automatically links him to Trump, which Trump is like the F-bomb for all these people who can't stand, anything good and decent and wholesome and, actually making America a good place. No, because they're inwardly indwelled by Satan's spirits, so they want to serve and love Satan and his beautiful corruption and pedophilia and satanic ritual sacrifice and entrenched wickedness and corruption, so that they can continue to feed off of human flesh and blood and misery. They love the misery, the suffering, believe it or not. They actually feed off of us. That's why they're called the tormentors in the scripture. So in this case, what's interesting is you got Kevin Paffrath, who's he's got money, he's got competence, and he probably could be effective, but no, that's not who they're gonna support. They're gonna support Larry Elder. They're gonna, you notice how he's in all the news, it's all the stuff, talking about him and everything, but you won't hear anything about Kevin Paffrath. But here's the thing, intelligent people who've been looking at this, they look right away at what I did, at the fact that, look, I like Larry Elder, don't get me wrong, I'm not against Larry Elder. If he wins, great, but the recall won't even go through with him as the main candidate up in front, because he's a Republican, and this state, like it or not, I signed on to the Libertarian Party because I like what Ron Paul does. His geese are going crazy over here. I like what what Ron Paul has to say, because I've been watching him for years, and I've always liked him, and he's always seemed like the right principle. So I decided, because I got fed up, because I used to be a Democrat. I grew up in a liberal Democrat, very liberal Democrat, like extreme liberals household. But I since have become completely disillusioned since starting in 2012, when I really started to wake up and started to see the mechanics behind it all. And I realized, my God, I voted for Obama, that wicked being, and Clinton, and these people. And I can't believe that I was just so ignorant about who and what these people are, because when you don't know, you think all the kind of a peripheral noise that you hear about opposition is just, oh, they're just idiots, they're Holocaust deniers, those kind of people, But what happens is, I woke up, I found out, I realized that, the Democratic Party right now is so corrupt and so evil that I can safely say it's the party of Satan, okay? But here in California, everybody's like, oh, liberal and Democrat, oh, we love it so much. And so even if, Larry Elder presents the first black governor that could be in California, and he's not it's hard to stick him to what they're all saying, yeah, Black Lives Matter, it's bad to be white, and white people are bad, and all this, that whole ridiculous hype that they're hyping up. But see, people that are so brainwashed by Satan's system, and I was one of them, but when you're in that mode, everything, like even ridiculous ideas that they put forward, like the LA Times, like Larry Elder's the black face of white supremacism. I mean, even that sounds viable. Or because Larry Elder's a Republican, he's associated with Trump or whatever. And by the way, I'm not against Trump either. I liked him. I still think he's a fraud, but I didn't vote for him. But I still like him a hell of a lot better than Joe Biden or any other president that we've had lately. And if I felt it was the right thing to do, I would vote for him. But I can't, because there's just too many levels that he's a fraud. But back to this thing between Larry Elder and Kevin Paffrath, because Kevin Paffrath, as much as I really don't know that much about him. What I do know is this: he's wealthy, he's competent in business, and the reason that I'm voting for Kevin Paffrath is for that reason. That it's going to be so difficult. We have so many entrenched problems here in LA. I mean, the corruption of the teachers union, and just all kinds of various interests like that are holding these wicked mechanisms that Satan has put in place to hold all this stuff together, are so deeply entrenched that you're going to need someone who's effective. You're going to need someone who can really make a change, someone that can cut through the mustard, someone that can get it done. And as much as I like Larry Elder, I just think that Kevin Paffrath would be better at it, because he's wealthy. He offered Larry Elder $1 million to the charity of his choice to debate him for a couple hours. Larry didn't take it, but the point is that he's got $1 million to do that. And if you want to learn about how to make money, don't listen to someone like me. I never have any, but I at least can know by looking at someone like Kevin Paffrath that if he's got money, it means he can handle it. Okay, he's got 2 sons. And I like I said, I don't. There's not a lot of information. I haven't really investigated him, but for the most part, I think he's. I listened to him on California Insider, and I think that he's on the right track. He's someone that would, I mean, anything would be an improvement. Any candidate, if the recall goes through, I mean, the worst candidate on the ballot would be a huge improvement, because Gavin Newsom, I mean, French Laundry, okay, 30 grand a plate, okay, think what we could do with just that, okay, to help the homeless and this horrible crisis that we got. I mean, this state right now has got so many problems, so many issues, that we can't afford to not take an opportunity to say that we the people are going to stand up, because if these entrenched Satan-serving leaders get in and they're not afraid of the people standing up against their measures, it'll just get even worse. I mean, next thing you know, in this state, they'll be legalizing, prostitution and all kinds of horrible stuff, even getting worse and worse. And we got homeless living under every bridge, and it's just the education system is just horrible. We got people that are just so ignorant. I mean, just watch the Mark Dice channel to see how stupid Californians are. I mean, he gets out there with a microphone and asks them basic questions, basic questions that everybody should know. And then, I mean, we're just seeing like massive ignorance, okay? So people are coming out of schools and their education is horrible. They have to take remedial stuff when they go to community college just to kind of get up to speed. So it's a problem. We got a problem in this state. So I say that we get out there, we vote, and Kevin Paffrath, the reason they're suppressing him is because he's somebody that would actually do some good. He's somebody who's for the people. He's not for the satanic interests. I mean, hopefully he would stay that way. You want to get someone who will stay that way. But the thing is that if they put up Larry Elder, and like I said, I like him. I even like him in some ways, his personality better than Kevin. But what we need is someone who can get stuff done and can cut through the entrenched wicked interests that we have here that are keeping that corruption in place. So I would say that Kevin Paffrath, the smart people are voting for Kevin Paffrath, okay? A lot of people, they like Larry and they wouldn't be upset at all if he became the governor, but the thing is, right now, the reason they're pushing Larry Elder is because they know that if he's kind of like the main face of the alternative to Gavin Newsom, it ain't going to go through. I think there's a 60% chance Gavin will pull it out. That's the thing. I think Gavin will pull it out. So anyway, we'll see. But I would say it's worth it to go out and vote for the recall and for Kevin Paffrath.